All right, everyone. We are live. Let me just check my platforms to make sure that you guys are seeing me. It looks like it's a little lag. Okay, there we go. We in here. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. I'm really excited. I'm starting just a tad bit early, 2 or 3 minutes. I want to make sure that all my platforms, that everything is coming through to make sure we don't have any technical difficulties going on here, to make sure all of you guys can see me. If not, yep, and it shows that I am live. So we're good to go. So tonight, what I wanted to talk to everyone about is about the subject is about building wealth like the Kardashians, how to leverage your wealth power using your family. So not only for credit, but also building wealth. Now, when we talk about that subject, I'm not talking about the means of which Kim was launched out. A lot of us are aware of that, but how they work as a family unit. When she came in, then she brought into her family, and then they all start to leverage their platforms in order to build wealth as a whole family. Even from their mother, everybody got in. So I want to talk about how you can cut your time in half as building credit if you work as a family team. And we're going to talk about the wealth part because I want to introduce my daughter, who's also like me in social media. And her name is Diamond Chanel. If you guys can, if you're interested, I put her link. Follow her because she has really good information, and she helped me grow my social media platform, and then she started hers. So I want to introduce my daughter. Her name is Diamond, and I'm going to let her introduce herself and tell a little bit about her channel. How you doing, Diamond?
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. I know people from my mother's YouTube is here. Some people who already know me are here. So thank you guys for joining in. So on my channel, I talk about how to make money, specifically utilizing the online space, which is very fitting when we're talking about the Kardashians. And I don't want y'all to be so caught up on them or just caught up on the fact that they're these rich people with a lot of money, but we're going to be talking about their tactics and what they used. And these are tactics that we have used to be able to build our channels, to be able to build wealth for our families. And so we're going to get into all those things. Some things I'm going to talk about are collaborations, social media, and products. So after we go through the credit, we'll start to jump into that.
Now, Diamond, if you can tell them a little bit about your background and your education so they can see that, if you could talk about how your education, but how you went full time into content creation instead of your degree. Can you share with that?
Yes, that's something I'm going to go deeper into when we start to talk about collaborations. But just to give you guys a brief, I have to give all praise and all thanks to my mother who put me into the mindset of business. And something she always said to me, girl, a job ain't nothing but work, right? So when I would want to go out and I remember saying, Mom, I want to go out and I want to work for Forever 21. And she was like, you're not going to like that. You're not going to like it. But, and when I did it, I hated it. But my mom was preparing me to be in a mindset to understand that working for somebody else is not what you think that it is. And so she really taught me how to be my own boss. And she always put me into her business endeavors, into integrate me into her business. And that's where I learned money management. That's where I grew a love for entrepreneurship and business and the freedom that comes with all of that. And so all of that is something I'm going to get deeper into. So I ended up going to school at first as a fashion major, and ended up quickly changing that to a overall business major in administration and supply chain management. So that's kind of where my story begins, and I'm gonna talk more about how how that family collaboration, just like us, just like the Kardashians, how you all need to be utilizing that.
Well, thank you. And that's a perfect segue. And thank you guys. Thank you. Somebody said hit the like button. Thank you all our supporters. My lovely Kiki is in the house, and everyone that's here from Facebook. Thank you guys for coming in. And I want to talk about, and Kiki, her name is Kiki 305. Even her and her husband work together in business and real estate, and coming together to build them themselves, start to build wealth as a family. And so when it comes down to your credit, one of the things I want you guys to focus on, even with my two daughters, I start building their credit. Parents, if you don't know, you can start building your credit for your children at the age of 14 on many of your credit cards. You can add them on as an authorized user. So when they come of age at 18 years old, you add them onto your credit cards. You're going to build their payment history and also their utilization by you managing some of your credit cards. And sometimes us as parents, I was a single mother at the time, with my daughters, and what I had to do, we all sometimes being, financially strapped in certain periods in our life. Some of you guys, don't worry about that. If you're starting off now and you say, hey, I have some bad, credit card history, once you get that new credit card, start to add your children on. But it's very important that you activate that card when you get it. Add them on as an authorized user, activate that card so it can report to their credit report, but don't give that child that card. You're going to build credit for them, but you have to educate them. So this is why we're doing this space throughout. Now we're going to build our community. I already have free credit communities here on, YouTube, Facebook, all of these communities, because some people don't have that in their family, that financial education. So we want to give you a place to plug into so you can hear more ideas about building wealth. So even plug your children into this information, because if you build their credit for them and then they turn 18, I had a situation with my daughter, Faith. She's I was building her credit and she didn't even know. I was doing even some of that with my nephews, just adding them on, didn't even know. And so she went out, and these retail stores, she really loves makeup, Ultra Beauty, and they talked her and, oh, you can get a discount applying for the credit card, and boom, she got the credit card because she didn't really know I was building her credit. So you want to educate your children not to pull, but she just was able, she's 20, she had a 755 credit score to start off, and now got her own car. She was able to get her own car. I did not have to be a co-signer. And Diamond, the same way, she was able to go out and get her own credit. And on top of that, as a parent, Diamond, she piggybacks off of my cards, but I piggyback off of Diamond's cards. So we work together. We build like that. My whole family do that. My father, I piggyback on my mother. I'm still authorized user on my father's credit cards because he have really long history. So some people, when you share those ideas, they, oh, you're branching off of your family. It's not. Start to learn how to build as a family for your betterment. Especially, I know everybody you can't do that with. in your family. But how about your nieces and your nephews? Can you start being that auntie and that uncle, helping them build credit now? Maybe, sometimes our brothers and sisters might not be there in life like that. You might need to step up and start educating your nieces and nephews to help them so they don't have to struggle, and start to really take that position in your family and start building their credit so they can embark on building wealth. My mom helped me. And so she added me on as an authorized user. I was able to buy my first home rental property at 21, because my mom did that for me. So I was able to start my wealth building journey because my mom added me on as an authorized user. So that's what we need to focus on. Start building as a family, start helping one another so you can start um, coming in and jump starting so they don't have to start in the hole, and start educating them. Diamond, do you have something to add to that?
Yes, for sure. So when people talk about, I say to people, do you have anyone in your family that can help you? If you are a mother, bring your children in. And even if you have to drag them in, they're like, oh, well, they don't like to do that. I didn't like to do it at first, neither. But if you teach them young, they're going to come up in that way and they'll start to have that mindset. And I also wanted to add in and make a note that us as a Western society, is one of the only societies that do this individualism, that we have to pull it out the mud ourselves, that we don't want to use our family. Oh, so and so Sheila don't like. We are the only people that do that. Everybody else, and it's not even natural for us. It is natural for us to be a tribe, to be a village, to help one another. This is why we see a lot of people who are not from this country that come in as immigrants, and they come in, especially like the Asian population, they buy out an entire mall complex and they have all their cousins and brothers running a business together in that same complex, and they put money in together. So we really need to get out of this mindset that we're not supposed to be leaning on family and we're not supposed to be building together. That is an unnatural way of doing things. And the more natural way is for us to be a tribe and not to have this individualistic mindset.
And that is an awesome concept. And I see some questions, and someone had a good question. They're saying that they deleted a collection and their credit decreased because a lot of times that's age of credit. Sometimes if you don't have anything else on your credit report, this is why adding these authorized users on. For someone asked, can we do this as for our grandkids as well? Yes, you can do this for your spouse. It's very important, like for spouses, where you can add each other on as authorized users, piggyback, because when you go to buy a home, sometimes if that person is not your spouse, they'll make you come off, because people, maybe around 2015, it used to be a time when you were an authorized user, that they will see that as your own credit, and they know it increase your credit score, but they sometimes they'll make you come off if it's not your spouse. So as spouses, if you have one spouse that has long credit card history, good payments, especially over 10 years, or as someone said, as a grandparent, yeah, you want to add them on, and they'll take all that great payment history on. And so they will have a head start. But we also have to still help them build primary credit. So they do need to get credit in their own name. And so through these vehicles of education that we have here, you'll learn where their credit scores are to direct them to how they need to start and how to build credit. If it's a student, like your grandchildren discover, that's where you just start. Well, we're going to get Diamond on some cars where she, if she can give me some feedback, where she started. And I know one that we want to stray away from, but she learned that and she knows she's smiling in her credit journey. And I saw somebody that also said, learning how to pay back within 30 days. One of the things that I don't know if you want to teach your children, but I did with Diamond a lot, and she can attest to this. I used to give them $20 and sit in the car and make them go into the store and get me what I told them I needed, whether it's soda, bread. And I used to tell her in particular, I need you to spend this $20 wisely. And whatever you buy, you meet my agenda, what I need, you guys can keep the rest. You put it in your pocket. And so it made them go in the store and choose wisely, make real wise selections, because I was trying to translate whatever you buy is what you're going to keep moving forward in life. And they used to store, I used to do that every time, like, okay, here's the money. And I used to let them keep whatever change, what it was. And it could be like $15. They start to get real wise because I wanted to translate to them, that's what you keep. So just little things to give your kids money management, chores. And I know those might be, outdated concepts, but they're still good concepts. Do you have something to give value? And can you tell us some of your starter cards you started off with and the one we talking about stray away from?
The Capital One card. I did start off with the Capital One when I was trying to get my car, my first car that we were going to finance. And then I
No, it
believe
wasn't Capital One, Credit One.
Credit One.
Diamond, Credit One.
Yes. Sorry,
Credit
Credit
One,
One.
not Capital.
It was
Credit
Credit
One.
One and Capital One that I got. And then after that, I believe I got store cards. And from there, I became authorized user on my mother's things and then my grandfather's Wells Fargo cards. And so that ended up helping building credit and then also making sure that my car was paid on time. And those things really helped me build credit. And so I did mess up. I messed up before, and I believe I take my credit to like low 600s. And then today I'm close to almost a 760 credit score. So all the things that my mother teaches are very true. And and we piggyback off of one another when it comes to the credit, and we come to using credit cards. Like when she get a credit card, she had an Amex credit card. She said, Diamond, go sign up for this. I signed up for that. I became an authorized user on hers. She became an authorized user on mine. And then we just do that. And that's how we get it done. And then we use my grandparents as well. And that's how we circle the wealth in the family. That's all that.
And I love that you picked that up. Another part, you guys, about adding on, because even with me and her, sometimes we'll use, even my spouse, I'll have her run, buy things on a certain card if we're trying to do points, like if we're trying to go on a trip. Being that me and Diamond also are content creators, we travel a lot together, like to conferences, and we work together because she's trying to make connections and I'm making connections. So we went to, and I showed you guys that clip where we went. It was a clip in with her, with someone interviewing from Valuetainment, because we traveled together. We were able to fly first class to our locations, all because we're using points together. So one part of it is you all using a credit card for a certain goal, points. Now she has access to pay it off. My husband have access to pay it off. I pay it off, and we pay it off by the end of the month. So we're using those cards like a debit card, but we're going for a goal. Now, can you do that with every child? Maybe not. You have to identify. But we're just talking about how you can build wealth and betterment as a family, so using those things to think outside the box. So instead of me and her, when we went to California, we were able able to, just off of points alone, I was able to get both of our first class trips. I mean, first class flights for me and her, and nothing came out of our pocket. And also, with discounts towards the hotel and things like that, because working together, spending money together and using our credit cards, one credit card, and even with the American Express, when she's traveled, she's able to use the lounge privilege because that was my American Express. Also, my Chase Reserve. We live around the Austin area. And so here with Chase, they have a lounge here. So I put her on these cards so she can also have access if she's traveling with someone else where she can get the lounge access. So I'm just giving you guys examples so you can think of some ways outside the box. But also, if you guys are starting to build on your credit journey, by say if you all have some credit issues, like you as a family, like we're going to just build together, and one person get a credit card and another person get a credit card, add each other on as authorized users. So now they didn't have to apply for that credit card. That's no hard inquiry, but now they're reporting a line of credit and you already have a primary line of credit because you just applied and got one. And now that person can piggyback off of you and they don't get a hard inquiry. You can piggyback off of them and you don't get a hard inquiry. Now, some may do a hard pull. Sometimes I believe American Express, but just call and find out. But generally, by adding someone on as an authorized user, now they can get a trade line that they don't have to pay for and no hard inquiry. So they can see an increase in their credit score if they're under a 700 credit score, because see, that's a new line for better. Even if a person is over a 700 credit score, being added on will help them increase their credit score because you're going to help in that case in payment history and utilization. So if you have a spouse right now who have, let's say, really high utilization, and you get a new credit card, adding them on can help improve their credit score because adding that credit card onto their credit profile can reduce their utilization and increase their credit score. So those are some ideas. Do you have something to add, Diamond?
No, but I wanted to bring up a few questions, if that's cool. So someone said, how long after does it show in your credit report after one signs you in? I'm guessing as an authorized user.
How long after? Usually, it depends too. Usually it could be a couple of days. It depends sometimes when your card reports, but let's just say on average, it should be like 30 days, but it can be before that. But one important thing, you guys, you have to give them that social security number a lot of times for it to report, and kind of just say they live at your address, even that if they don't. Now, keep in mind, you pretty much want that card to come to you. If that person is not really trustworthy, you're not giving them that card. You're activating that card and you're putting it up somewhere where they don't have access to that card. Okay, so just make sure of that, you guys. We're gonna switch. Lawrence said, "Why would someone request a credit limit reduction? Are there times that a large limit, what when credit lines?" So no, it doesn't. It just no. I wouldn't request a credit limit reduction. If anything, say if a person want to close a credit card, there's sometimes let's say Navy Federal or American Express sometimes might have a certain amount of cards that you can have. and say you want a particular card, but you reach your limit on how many cards you can have. Like with Navy Federal is 3 cards that you can have, but you can get then on the business side. But you can't do this with, I believe American Express, sometimes they'll let you migrate your card limit. There's sometimes with Navy Federal, you can do that if you're doing a balance transfer and you need more. You can take some of that card limit. Maybe that's one of the times if you're trying to do a balance transfer and switch part of that limit over to that other card so you can transfer a large debt over. But sometimes people want that, say they at that max of 3 cards with that company and they like, darn, I really want another card. You can migrate that limit onto one of the 2 cards so you can now go for that 3rd card. Now, the reason why that's good, instead of closing a card down, because by doing that, you don't mess with your overall utilization, because utilization is 30% of your credit score. So if you shut a card totally down, you'll see your score decrease. By migrating that credit line, say you had a $5,000 credit card and you shut the $10,000 credit card, put it onto the $5,000 credit card, and now you got a $15,000 credit line, but that card closed, you really didn't affect none of your utilization by doing that. You just put it all on one card instead of shutting the card off and losing that line of credit, which would decrease your utilization. The larger limits that you have, pretty much is the better, because banks know it takes a long time for banks to trust you and to get to that mature level. Honestly, it's flipped the opposite way around. If you never got to those big credit card lines or been entrusted, a lot of banks don't want to give you large credit lines. So those are some tips on that, you guys. And you have anything to have, Diamond?
No. Mm-mm.
Anything else? No? Okay. And somebody said the Kardashians get their wealth from black men, aka new colonizer. Well, actually, their father had money. Their father actually was a attorney, if you want to keep it real. He was OJ's in the OJ case. So they didn't start off poor, like far from it. If you don't know the history about that, their father did have money. So even with Donald Trump, his father had money. So these people wasn't coming from, the ground up. And also, if I'm not mistaken, Diamond Kim was an assistant, right, for Paris Hilton or one of her friends. So these people weren't broke, so let's not get it twisted. But I'm not going to knock them, because one thing I could say, they did leverage their opportunities to get more money. You know what I'm saying? So via social media, without really having any talent, I don't see any talent like that. I ain't going front, but they did have business savvy, so they're leveraging what they have. Um, One thing I will say too, sometimes getting in that race mindset, um, are you leveraging? Even I'm African American. Are we leveraging what we have? When one person start on the foundation, are we keeping that going? That's what I'm saying. So my parents started on that foundation, but I made sure I kept something going. So we need to take advantage of our opportunities as soon as possible, and also read our opportunities. Don't sleep on your opportunities, and always be aware on how you can shift. So for instance, my daughter during the pandemic, I moved to Texas. And she'll tell you, I told her immediately, listen, I see something here. You need to move to Texas She was already during the pandemic online. And I said, listen, everybody's at home. We got the business model. You need to come down here and jump into social media. Now, I have put that out to a lot of family members, a lot of friends. None of them listened to me. I'll just keep it 100. She was the only one that listened to me. And in 1 year, what you had over 100,000 subscribers. And don't take these plaques for granted because it's something to the plaque because only 10% of YouTubers get to that 100,000. That's why they give you the plaque. But what it is, a lot of us, if we're not careful, we're too busy complaining. And I just got to keep it 100 with you. You can't always play the victim Olympics. Because I was a single mama at 21. I wasn't getting child support. Let's just keep it real. The other counterpart wasn't helping, but I couldn't keep crying about my situation, looking at other women around me who had help and was getting child support. I had to say, you know what? I don't have that. I did cry a lot. Okay. I ain't gonna say I ain't and this hurt. And he's not taking the kids. You know what? Sometimes you gotta let them excuses go out the door and take advantage of your opportunity. So I was making really good money at the time, and I took advantage of my opportunity. I bought my house working for Ford Motor Company, and I only got one profit sharing check. And my brothers worked there for years. They got a ton. I took that profit sharing check and put it down on a home. And I lived there. And I made sure I found something in a good community where she can go to school. So some of this we have to learn to look out for our opportunities and take advantage and have a strategy. Even with student loan debt, my daughter, how much student loan debt do you have? She has a bachelor's.
0 right now. I paid it off, and the year I graduated, I paid it off. But it was only about $5,000, $8,000 worth of student loan debt, anyways.
But why was it only $5,000 to $8,000 worth of student loan debt?
Because I had a scholarship, and my mother wouldn't let me go to these huge schools with all of this money. I wanted to go to FIT, Drexel, you name it. These private organizations that would have cost about $70,000, $100,000 per year. So my mother was smart and told me not to do that. And I went to a community college first, then transferred into Rutgers University on a full scholarship. And I only paid for room and board. That's why I had that $5,000 worth of, or $8,000 worth of student loan debt.
But it started before that. Tell the whole story. You got into a scholarship. Remember that. The
Yes.
Rutgers Future Scholars program, she started when she was in 8th grade to get a scholarship that she had to go through summertime for how many years and keep certain grades, starting from what, 8th grade or 7th grade when you started that program? 7th grade. 7th grade, and had to give up every summer to do that, to get that scholarship. So when we found that out, we're talking about 7th grade. So this is what I'm telling y'all. Don't use that skin color all the time. I know it's racism, but some of y'all not taking your opportunities. Let's just keep it 100. I got to kill a demon right here. You got to take advantage of the opportunities that is presented to you, you guys. I'm for real. And think about that. Don't let your kids get into that student loan debt. Like, go to community college. And that's what she did. Because once you go to community college, get that 2-year associates, you transfer to a 4-year college, you're going to end up with the degree for those 2 years, cut your costs in half. And it's not going to say that bachelor's degree is not going to mention that junior college. It's going to mention that university. She also went to a state school and not a private school. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that. Whatever, if your child get a scholarship to, wherever, HBCU, whatever, you take the scholarship, but you want to take advantage of your opportunities, is what I'm saying. Don't let yourself get into that student loan that even for your children, they'll pressure you. They want to go here, they want to go there. No, you need to be the adult in the room and say, hey, I'm not going to allow you to get $80,000 in debt. And we don't have any wealth. So you're talking about 80 grand in debt and we own nothing sometimes as a people. Now you're negative 80 grand in wealth when we can do things a whole nother way. So this is what I'm talking about. While we have these conversations, how come Rutgers didn't take her right away? Because that was part of the program, is that you call it too. You can go to, it's called, I believe, the STARS program, junior college, and then that scholarship you can change over. So you can do both. I believe or can you do the 4 years, Diamond? I'm not sure.
No, truth be told, I didn't take advantage of being academically well put when I was in high school.
And you had to go back for those 2 years.
Yeah, I would have went directly into the college if I would have been serious when I was in school in my earlier years in high school. I picked it up a little too late. So that's what pretty much happened. And then when I went to the community college, but also a good thing is with community colleges, I know this is kind of getting off topic, but do you know how many of us get into our degrees and then we switch up our degrees? Like I said, I went in as a fashion major and came out as a business major. Now, thankfully, the fashion major that I was going into was fashion of business anyway. So there was transferable credits, but there's a lot of people that get into school and they'll start off here, end up here. And it's almost like they have to take school all over again. So I think on average, most college students change their majors about twice and twice, 2 to 3 times in their college career, which could really set you back. And it's almost like you wasted all your money on nothing because you're telling 18-year-olds to decide what they want to do with the rest of their lives. And that usually doesn't pan out well, right? So I think that's the thing. But I wanted to speak on the opportunity and kind of getting back into the Kim K thing where, yes, I think that we have to let go of some time of this victim mentality. And because it's so much easier to say, well, this is why somebody was able to do this and I can't do it, because that takes all accountability off of you. So first of all, they were well at taking advantage of their opportunity. Their father was a lawyer. It was a huge case. It was one of the biggest cases in celebrity history, huge case with OJ. And they took that opportunity of their family being put in that limelight because of that case, and they ended up spinning off into a show. Kim also was Paris's assistant before she ever met Ray J or any of that other stuff ever went down. Then from there, she talked about how, and I wanted to talk about, she was desperate to get her face on any type of magazine, but it's about getting your face out there so that you could be known. And this is why we utilize social media, because it's about reaching, getting our faces out there and just making it known that you exist. If you're a small business, that your business exists, that your family exists, because nobody can support you, can purchase from you if nobody knows that you exist. So they do a darn good job of making sure that they are in the faces of everybody all the time, so that whether you love them or hate them, when you hear the Kardashian name, you know exactly who we're talking about. So it's just about expanding your reach. And speaking on the opportunity, I don't know if anybody remember, I remember when I was younger, I was told that, when you see a shooting star in the sky, you make a wish on it, right? Because it was lucky. You were lucky to see a shooting star. I remember walking around at night, and I've always been very interested in stars and just I love the sky. So I was in my head thinking about all these things and just kind of complaining. And then I looked up and I was like, wow, the stars are so beautiful. And then I seen like 2 or 3 shooting stars in one night. And I was like, how come I was able to see so many? And this revelation hit me, is that shooting stars are happening all the time, but people never look up. You know what I'm saying? So when you look up often, you're able to see these shooting stars, which we were told were lucky, but it's not lucky. It's about looking up and being able to catch opportunity and not being stuck on the ground here, looking at and being in your mind of negativity. So what opportunities are you able to take place? Because I don't believe in luck. It's about who took their opportunities, who took whatever situation that happened and was able to make a positive out of that. And I can say that the Kardashians tend to do that quite well, whether it's cheating scandals or it's this or it's that. They make sure that they capitalize off of every opportunity. So how are you going to capitalize off of the opportunities in front of you? And I just want to say that.
Well, even segueing off of that, go, and this is what I was saying too, to say, okay, okay, they got this opportunity off of certain people, say celebrity men of color. But right now, you got an opportunity on TikTok. If you want to sell products and want to go live, you can do that. You can right now start shop links here on YouTube. Now you can get monetized by having 500 subscribers. There's plenty of opportunities on making money. This is why we said, like the Kardashians, we're segueing to that, building wealth right here on social media. Now, let me break that down because we got to really touch on this. Unlike me, 20 years ago, to invest first rental property, second rental property, I had to come up with capital. Y'all got an opportunity to make money right now for free. You don't have to invest nothing to make money but your time. I had to invest time and money and have good credit. What is stopping you right now for using social media to make money? If you're not looking for your opportunity, look at TikTok. You might really having a campaign to push people to become creators on TikTok. Hard body. So what is stopping anybody from making money at this point? You don't even have to invest. That's why I said I don't want to do the victim mentality, because if you're busy being a victim and say, oh, well, they had that. Oh, you got that opportunity now. Trust and believe the opportunity that she had of releasing the tape. Baby, you ain't even got to do that to blow up. And you can make more money now than she made. So this is why I want us to have these conversations, because sometimes we have to have a paradigm shift, and it don't have to cost you your soul or your dignity to make money. You have an opportunity right now where you can make money. You can give positivity. I give positivity. We help one another. My daughter help one another. You can do something positive and get paid for doing these things. So that's why I said, and unlike her, you don't have to pay that cost of, that coming. And now later on, she talked about how she's not proud of that. She has children now, but you don't have to go through that. And you don't have to get on TV. Back in the 2000s, even with their show, they switched up from Hulu. You don't have to be on cable. You have your own voice. If you have music, if you have talent, you guys, I used to be, I mean, as a landlord, you guys, y'all don't really understand with me, just to post back in the day of having to post an apartment like in the newspaper. That used to cost like $500 to $600 a month. Do y'all realize that? Every time I would post an empty unit to run that for a month. Now you got things like Craigslist, you got Zillow. You can sell your home without a fee. I used to be a real estate agent. You can sell pretty much insurance through a referral link where I had to go and get a license and spend hours. All of that, y'all got the opportunity to make money for free. Excuses out the door. Like it should, that's why I said I don't want to get into that, because even I grew up, I was born in the late 70s, 78, going into the 80s. A lot of y'all in my category knew we didn't have the internet. If you wanted an education, you had to really go to the library, or your parents had to buy Encyclopedia Britannica, which was like $3,000 back then, $2,000. Now, y'all can learn anything you want right now for free. After 2010, my daughter would tell you, when I was like, well, when we lived in Connecticut, what, 2006, I hear a lot of people talk about, oh, if I would have known that, I wouldn't have made money. And then you wouldn't have made nothing, because I had to get 2 8-hour jobs to get that second money. Now y'all could do gig work. If I would have had the opportunity to do gig work, she know I used to go at night bartend. I used to sell. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do that. Y'all can open your own stores, have your own products. You just got to look for the opportunity, and it's here now for you guys to be millionaires. Leveraging social media, you can do it with zero investment. And if you don't do it now, they're about to start locking down. Okay, they're starting to lock down. You guys can get credit now. You like merchant accounts, PayPal. If you're selling, making money, if you're doing gig work and things like that, they don't even check credit with some of these merchants accounts. Stripe. Oh, you can get credit off of that, just the income. So that's all I'm just telling you guys. Don't miss the opportunity. And that's part of the title, building credit and wealth like the Kardashians, leveraging social media to build wealth. So while you're making that money, then you can build wealth. Then, just like me and her, bring in your family member. Not everybody might not come in. I don't want to be in front of the camera, but it's YouTube channels that just people never show their face. You know what I'm saying? So you got all kinds of things. So I want you to share some of those ideas so people know actual companies, Diamond, where they can build wealth as a family and build wealth just off of social media.
Yeah, so I want to make it clear too, it's not just social media, but we're talking about using the online space in general. So even if you have a product, you can use your product, and especially if it's female centered, you can go onto Etsy where you don't ever have to show your face. But what Etsy is a marketplace full of sellers, but you're positioning yourself to be in a place where there's a lot of traffic, there's a lot of fake, there's a lot of people coming onto that website already. So it's just simply, where can I position myself where I'm going to run into more people? That's essentially what it is. And so even when we think about billboards, right? People spend what for a regular billboard, I believe it's about $5,000 to $10,000 a month, simply hoping just that somebody is going to drive by this billboard and is going to call up our number. All that they know is that if I put this billboard on the side of this highway, there's probably like 100,000 people that run down this highway every day. I just need 1,000 of them to call in. So this is my best chance to get 1,000 of them to call in. And this is the way that we look at social media. There are billions of people every single day using these platforms. And if I could just get in the face of 1,000 of these people, and if I can let them know that I'm here, that I'm selling something, that they can buy from me, that they can connect with me, then I can actually make an income off of them. So it's just about, where am I going to place myself so that I can be found? And this is about putting out things consistently. So I seen AJ was asking about a juice detox bar. And you're saying any personal information you would recommend for me. I would highly recommend that you have to use social media. And I would say that you need to use TikTok. Number one, and I wanted to connect this even back to the Kardashians, one thing that they did really well is what we call behind the scenes content, right? So they take you behind the scenes. You'll see them. You'll see Kylie in her Kylie Cosmetics office or whatever like that. They'll show you them developing new products, and they're doing that purposely because it's simply saying, come with me as I build this product, and that is going to make you connect with me and build anticipation. So I would recommend that you get on TikTok and that you get on YouTube and you utilize short form content, which is what you see those 30-second videos. That's when I'm saying short form content, that's what I'm talking about. Those TikTok type videos. And you show yourself making the juice, or if you have a bartender, I'm not sure if it's an alcoholic or whatever it is like that, or if it's just a plain natural juice bar, you want to show yourself making the juice. And this could be in your kitchen. Even better yet, if it's at your place of business, wherever you'll be selling it. Make the juice. And also, let's say you are going 100% naturalist. Tell us what you're putting in the juice. Why is that going to be beneficial, right? So lemons detox you, kale, things like that. What is the benefits of spinach? What is the benefits of kale? Putting that into the content and just explaining to people makes people want to say, hey, I need that. I want to taste what you're talking about. So I would highly recommend that. I need more information. If you want me to help you kind of like build out like a full plan, I need a little bit more information, AJ. So I'm going to give you my email and then we can talk about it a little bit more. But it's just
I suggest too, now TikTok, remember I was telling you, I said, wow, I see people with less than 200, I said 1,000 subscribers, followers on TikTok going live. Now they launched out a merchant where with your sales, if people purchase that, if you sign up for that program, they'll get a percentage of your commission of your sales, but you can start going live. So I suggest, like she said, behind the scenes. I have seen plenty. It's a lady that with an ice cream shop, a lady that made cupcakes and design them. Go live, showing that process, and don't starve yourself out. Make a recipe book. Show people these shorts of you making these juices, making them pretty. And because I have seen people that with alcoholic beverages, then on KDP, self-publishing through Amazon, you can sell a recipe for that. Start showing. So, okay, this is my blue Hawaiian, and it's blue and it's pretty, or whatever you have to make it that color, and show them and say, I have this recipe in my book if you guys like this drink, and just tell them certain elements. And people begin to buy it. And so just the media itself will even direct them to your book. And one thing, before they even get it, you're making money. You're getting that sale. And so those are some ideas I can just add to that.
Yeah. And speaking of that, something that I really specialize in talking about is digital products. And versus having a physical product, where if you were doing a wholesaling business or so, you have to put up thousands of dollars worth of money to get the inventory and not know if these things are going to sell or not. So you're purchasing something in hopes that you'll be able to make the sale. And then when you can't sell them, now you have to discount and you're losing money. Versus when you have when you have a digital product, which is an ebook, a digital course, or even selling PDFs. We have a whole business where we sell PDF files, period. That's it. And that business racks in multiple six figures a year selling PDF files. But it's not about the digital product itself is a vehicle. What you're putting in that vehicle is what's important. So it's about information, value that you're giving to people. So even with, I'm going to use the juice bar for an example. You don't want to just sell that you create juices. You want to sell value. I create juices for gut health. I create juices that give you energy. You can cut out the caffeine, and all you really need are these natural ingredients. And teaching on those things, you package that up into a Microsoft document. If you're someone that's like real into numbers, and like say you're an accountant, you create an Excel sheet to help people do their balances, right? So their income versus expenses chart. And then you could put that either on Etsy, you can sell it on your own social media pages. And that's something that can bring you in passive income, where you create it one time and then you're getting income from it over and over again. The products that we have, my mother created that product 3 years ago, and it's still keeping the business going, still making income from a PDF file, but it's what's in the PDF file where the information and the value that's being given, where people are willing to pay $100 for a PDF file. So it's just about how can you bring value? What are your skills? What are your experiences? What are your talents? And how can you package that into a digital product? If you're someone that talks a little bit more like I'm a talkative, well, when I get into teaching, I'm a bit more talkative. So I have a digital course. So it was easier for me to create a digital course. All you need to do is go into Canva, create your presentation slides, and then you present. Now that's easy for me. I've done that in college for years, you know? So these are the things that you can do. If you're a musician, you can sell your music. You can, you just create an audio file. You could sell that. And these are different ways that you can be creating passive income without ever even having to put money up front. If you did want to put money up front, that would simply be into making everything pretty, making everything, cohesive. But you can get started with taking your phone, opening up a Google Docs, and just speaking into your phone your thoughts. Then if you really wanted to make it simple, you go over to Fiverr and then you tell somebody, hey, take this and make this an ebook for me. And now you have something that you could sell over and over and over and over again. And you may not even have to touch it for the next couple of years, and it's making you income. But it's just figuring out and going back to it where my mom talks about credit, I talk about business, but we can come together in situations like this. So it's about partnership and figuring out, okay, what you partner with somebody, whether that be your significant other, you partner with your children, partner with your family, partner with a friend. What information do you have? What information do I have? How can we collaborate, or how can we bounce off of each other to create this product that's going to create us wealth? And you do that over and over again. And it's something very simple to do. To be honest, it's just about figuring out what value you have to give to other people.
And I just want to say thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate it. Davida, Jane, thank you for joining me. I love to see you on this side of YouTube, joining me, plugging in Miss Lady T, and also Pedro H. All of you guys that's here, Square Biz, we really appreciate you guys. Austin, everyone, thank you so much, Larry. Just vibes. So thank you guys for coming in. But we wanted to make sure that you know too, you guys, you don't have to even have a product to make. You could just make content, and there's something wonderful called referral links. Like if you have followers, flex offers is some of the greatest things that you just sell other people products. You yourself, there's referral links for a ton of things. Amazon have referral links. Things like if you do hair, you braid, and you have a comb that you love to use, you can just, or electronics that you love to use. You don't even have to have a physical product to make money anymore. You can just pump other people products, and you can make over 6 figures online, and we're making passive income. Let's talk about that. Everybody's talking about like passive income, making money while you sleep. Put in that link, send out a short form video, 60 seconds of you cooking whatever, and maybe there's a mixer that you use. If you start a YouTube channel, YouTube right now have links that you can put on once you get monetized in the partner program, that you can make commissions by people buying off of that link. There is so many ways. I saw somebody talking about vacation. I saw somebody just mention travel. Let's what was their name? Talking about that person. Do you know how many travel sites want you to, like Hilton Vacations? If you're going on a vacation and you talk about travel, now you can get a percentage. Even car rental companies, that if people book from your link while you're on vacation or you're traveling and you're showing that, hey, you get a percentage of their rental. So if they're there for, well, I'm going somewhere after Christmas, That car rental is going to cost me about, I think it was like $1,400. The car rental is expensive because it's in the Caribbean, right? And so if you have that link, or if I use that link, you can get 8% sometimes
Yep.
of that rental fee or whatever it is. So it is so many ways, you guys, that you can make money. Thank you, Dexter, for coming in. Co 5 for coming in. Thank you. And love, laugh, love, Leslie. So these are some ideas that you guys can do. And if you can do it as a family unit, what they have mommy channels where you can get the kids involved, your family involved, just doing things that your family do and creating content. One of my favorite channels, Belief in Fatherhood, and he was on what, Diamond, Kevin Hart movie, I think it's Fatherhood or Parenthood. I mean, you
Yeah.
have so many ways, and he's building with his family, his wife, beautiful children. So it's so many ways. You see couples building. Queen Naija, that's how she got even known, from a couples channel. So you can just work with members in your family to build wealth through social media. Hence, here the title. So that's why I said I don't want y'all to get in the mindset of, racism all the time, because sometimes certain things are gone, and it's not fully the same. Things are there, but don't be like the elephant. When an elephant is young, they can tie him up to a peg in the ground, a stake in the ground, and all the way up to their 6 months, put a chain around their leg, and they pull, and they can't pull anymore, and they just get tired. They lose their hope, their limitations in their mind, that now they can take them in that same stake and just tie a rope. If they pull one time, they'll see your strength. And some of us is letting the limitation of racism do the same thing. That seed, that limitation, but you need to pull one more time. You really need to pull and come out of that mindset, and you may go so far. But don't let these things be a limitation. I couldn't let the title that I'm a Black single mama that had her at 19 years old. Oh, I can't do this, and I ain't married. No, I did not adopt those titles, even though it was true, even though those things were limitations, but I couldn't see that. I had to see, I grew up in church. My parents, my grandparents, pastors, bishops. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. Okay, I had to say that to myself. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I had to say, the race is not, well, that's not a scripture. We always say that, but the race is not given to the what the swift, bread to the wise, valor to whatever, the wisdom, bread to the wise. It's in Ecclesiastics, but it clearly say time and chance happen to all of them. Time and chance. Many people say race is not given to the swift, to the strong. That's not in it. But it's that scripture they're referring to. Your time and your chance happens to everybody. One of my favorite songs by Jay-Z is Guns N' Roses, when he said, a broken clock is right at least 2 times a day. That means you could have turned guns into roses like 2 times today. It's only one thing you got to say 2 times today. That was my motivation song. He said everything even up. You just wait. Even a garbage can gets a steak. You ain't even a garbage can. You have faith. Come on now. You just got to look at your opportunity, you guys, and you have to pay attention. And he said, you'll make a return on your investment if attention you pay. Let's go. That was my gym song. That was when I got down. I put that on. The gift and the curse. That was that song right there. Because that's your mindset. You got to just look for your opportunity. you guys. Y'all just one opportunity away from being a millionaire. So I just think about that. And if you can get your family to come together and bring multiple ideas of opportunities and y'all work together, you can build tons of wealth.
I wanted to give y'all a tool. There is a website. It's called wayward.com, and it helps you create a storefront full of affiliate links. So you get to dress it up, make it pretty, make it as your own storefront. But the best part about this is, I don't know if you guys know about the Amazon affiliate program, where you can get paid for simply promoting Amazon links. But sometimes with the Amazon affiliate program, they act a little funny. They want you to hit a certain quota, or they kick you out of the program. With Wayward, you can go to any Amazon product, and let's say you look up a baby monitor, right? And you can click on the URL, take it, copy, paste it, put it back into your Wayward account, and you can get paid anytime somebody uses your link. Now, this is what I did. I would just take anything I was about to purchase from Amazon, because I purchased a bunch of stuff from Amazon, and I would take the link and be my own affiliate for my affiliate link, so I could get a commission, because why not? I might as well get paid while I'm shopping. And then, so I went out and I bought a couple things for my apartment, copy pasted, used my own link, and I got commission off of the things that I purchased. But if you're able to spread this out to other people, and there's different forms of content, because I know a lot of people, they don't want to show their face online, you can do written content. That's going to be through blogs, through newsletters, things like that. And all you need to do is figure out, okay, what are you interested in? Are you a mother? So there is a huge community of mothers. Okay, pick something else with that. So now you're a Black mother. So you want to promote products that would help Black mothers, or something like that. And it's simply just sharing with people the things that you use. And there's even things that you probably use on a daily basis. Mostly every company and every product has a referral or an affiliate link where you could get paid for sharing that you purchased this product. Walmart just came out with a really big affiliate link. So if you shop at Walmart a lot, you need to sign up for Walmart affiliates, or I think it's called Walmart Associates. And they don't have a limit on how many subscribers, how many followers you need to have on Instagram or whatever. You just need to sign up for the program. And so anytime you shop at Walmart, share with other people that you shopped at Walmart. Put it on your social media like, hey, y'all, look what I got at Walmart today. Look at this nice candle. It was $16. I got this at Walmart. It smells great. Here's the link if y'all want to purchase it. And it's really that simple, and you can be getting reoccurring income through that way. Now, if you really work that, like how we've really worked that, I have one affiliate link where I did a video almost 2 years ago. And between now and then, I think that one affiliate paid me almost $60,000 to $70,000, and it's creating reoccurring income for me to this day. I haven't promoted it in a year, and yet and still I still get about $1,000 every month from that one affiliate. So just setting it there,
Yes.
But you want to share with people something of value for them. Now, I also want to shout out HM, who said that his son transferred to Michigan State. Congratulations. Tell him I said congratulations, and that's super smart. Super
Congratulations.
amazing. And C's get degrees. That's all I'm just saying. So he said he was a C student. C's get degrees. That's all.
And I love, like, when you came up with that, you guys also, this is what we said, discerning that opportunity. Look what she said about that. She said of selling this from Amazon, Walmart. Look at what time of year we're in. This is the biggest season to push this. That's why I said I don't want you guys to get caught up. So you dropped that video. Thank you, Diamond. Because we want to give you guys actionable steps and tools to make wealth. That's why I brought her on. I want social proof. I want to show you guys I'm not just blowing smoke up your butt. We're really trying to live this. I want to share with you guys so you can, whatever y'all can do to better your life, I want to be part of that. to better your life. So try not to always yes, racism, those things, racism, sexism, all of them isms are around. Yes, they are. But if you focus on that and not focus the opportunity, you're in the hottest season to promote products. Everybody is buying right now. You'll miss, how many seasons have you missed this? Think about that. And then furthermore, just like AJC, sometimes you can even pay influencers to promote your product. Don't even forget about that. You might not have to be the face of promoting your product. Those micro influencers, Diamond Woods, it's certain websites too that allow you to create your own affiliate link for your product, and they only get paid when you sell. So you guys, if you have a product, you have a book, you might find an influencer to promote that. You can pay them to do a sponsored video and also
Mhm.
give them a link. So they only get paid off of what they sell.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when you look at us or
So
you look
those
at any
are my
creator that's doing a sponsorship or they're promoting something, I'm sure you guys have watched YouTube, because if you watch us, you've seen us promote something. But these are companies that don't have social medias themselves, and they come to us like, "Hey, we want to collab, and this is part of the collaboration. We want our product to be attached to you, and for you to let your audience know about it." They don't have any social medias at all most of the time, and they could be huge companies and they might have like 1,000 followers or something like that, and they're really big companies, but their main game plan is they utilize influencers to get their products out there, because people trust influencers most of the time. People trust influencers. And so you can reach out if you have, so even with your juice bar, reach out to TikTokers or people on Instagram, people on YouTube who are micro influencers. And a lot of times they're just happy to either get free products or they're happy to be offered an affiliate link. They just like the status of being, that they're getting sponsored deals or they're getting free products, because it makes them feel good as creators that someone says, "Hey, I trust you. I like what you represent. Can you represent my product as well?" So they'll do it for free a lot of the times as well. So you don't even have to be the face, but you do, whatever you do, you have to use social media. Either you're going to use somebody else's social media or you're going to use your own. So you have to figure out where you're going to lay there, but you have to utilize social media. You have to use it as reach. It's just another way, like a billboard, like a commercial. It's the new way of advertisement, and you have to get on board if you want to create any type
and
of
don't
business.
forget too, plugging in what you said, like it's a lot of products I just make videos about because we need content. This is, you know what I'm saying? Don't forget, you have to have things to talk about. So if I'm talking about credit and I'm telling you about this credit card, they might not be sponsoring me. I'm just talking about the credit card because the product help people within the credit realm. Then you have certain companies that'll reach out to you and say, "Hey, we got a new product." That's why I tell you guys, like, a lot with credit, a lot of people just need education and understanding. They just like, "I hate credit and this." Baby, the bank need you pretty much more than you need them. Banks only make money off of interest and annual fees, majority. Now, some merchant fees for using that card, they charge the merchants, but you're mostly how they're going to make their money. They need you to make money. They don't make any products, but by you paying them interest. So you just have to have the education. So they come to us and say, "Hey, could you tell people we need people, even with a lower credit score, subprime this?" A lot of time people just don't have that education and credit. They're in the subprime category for right now. You ain't going to be there forever for right now. And then you want to go to Chase. Chase might not be that. They don't tailor to that. I can't go to Chick-fil-A and say, "I want, y'all really good. Make me a hamburger." That's just not their market. You know what I'm saying? So you need to go to the right place for the right market and they come looking to us. Could you promote this? And understand, you guys, and I want to make this clear, and I'm going to end with this. I'll give Diamond some words. Do you know we're in the age that I'm not in credit? That's what I'm an education media. You now starting social media are the new media. This is taking over cable. People watch more YouTube than cable. So think about this, y'all. Unlike Ted Turner and like Tori Spelling Dad and all of these companies where they had to buy NBC, you can create your own media. Somebody was saying something about media, the Kardashians. You can be your own black media. If you feel that way, we'll start your media company right here on YouTube. Talk about that. You can be, and me and Diamond talk about that behind the scenes, baby. They want to see a media package from us on how, if we're sponsoring something, how we get paid. They understand how many people watch you, how many it is. Could you present us your numbers because you're media? What is your branding? So we're beyond that. So you have a brand. I have a brand. Diamond has a brand. And so we have a media company. Y'all can start your media company for free right now. And I don't think it's going to be that way forever. I don't think y'all just don't really know, because you're in an age where you can be a millionaire and you don't have gatekeepers anymore to get your music. It was some products, if you couldn't, I came, from East Coast, I'm from Jersey. Back in our day, 2000, you needed like from music, Hot 97, Kevin, if you wasn't on Flex, Funk Master Flex, certain DJs, you wasn't getting your music heard. You had to pay payola. You had to pay 100,000 just for a little 2-minute spot, like 100,000 to get on a 2-minute spot commercial. You can do all of y'all stuff for free now. So think about that. Start your own media business. And we're just here sharing this information because a lot of people just don't know. You got people laugh at Tubi, but people are doing their own, they're making their own movies. Laugh if you want, but you got to convince some people now they can make their own films. So the doors is open. Even to get a book deal, you used to have to go to a publishing house. Now you can go to your own, you can just create your own book and have it shipped out, hard copies, without being under these publishing houses or even having that. To get those copies, you have to pay those companies to create your book. I know somebody had to pay over $3,000 for just a couple of copies to get out. So you're in a whole different time. And so also teach your kids, because some of these big degrees are going right out the door. A lot of lawyers are even struggling. Okay, because you got things like LegalZoom. You need to create an LLC. You used to have to go through an attorney. Now you get online. So I'll end it with that. That's what we were trying to educate you guys in, to come together for those opportunities. And Diamond, I'll let you segue for whatever you want to end with some points.
So I thank y'all so much for joining on. I hope that everything connected and what we were trying to convey was conveyed, in a way that you were able to receive it. I see a couple of people talking about business and things like that in the comments and getting started. If y'all want to talk to me, that is my specialty. I can help you create a good plan of figuring out where to go, how to start your business from idea to launch. And y'all just email me. I put my email in the comments, but I'll put it again. And I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for watching. You can follow me on YouTube at Diamond Chanel. If you just type that into YouTube, you should find me. And yeah, thank you guys.
And you guys, I see someone DLETT65. The thing with Credit One Bank is just higher interest rates and annual fees. and not a lot of rewards. So it's just different ways that you can switch over to different cards. Do not close that card. That's not what we're telling you. We just want you to get to better cards. And sometimes there's a better launching pad or direction you can start in when you building credit or rebuilding credit. So you don't want to close those cards. You just want to get to some other cards because credit cards have tiers. There's subprime, mid-tier, and there's top tier cards. And you want to get better cards that have better rewards and less interest for you to pay if possible. So that's just something we want to put out there. And thank you, Dexter, everybody that joined us, HM, anybody I miss, Kiki, if please charge it to my heart. What they said, charge it to my head and not my heart. If I miss someone, because I appreciate all of you guys, Lawrence, for being in here. Even what is it? Uh, Negus, thank you for your comment. Richard, all of you guys, MP, everyone that came in, we're going to be doing these and we're going to expand this to panels. We have some really great people, different generations. I'm really excited that we want to bring on people that is in this YouTube and Instagram. These are content creators in the financial sector that we want to have panels, you guys. And we're going to be talking about not even, Big Mike, Shami, her for coming in. Thank you, lady for coming in, Facebook user Magic, and Robert Gibson, all of you guys. Thank you so much. We're going to have conversations about money and even finance and relationships. So it's going to be really great. And all of this is going to help have these conversations in this community so you can have different ideas just like this about making money and how to deal with relationships and credit. How about finding, a spouse or dating. We want also, I want you guys to come up. We're going to be dropping a link. I didn't get a chance tonight. I'm so sorry, but we're going to include you guys in the conversation. I promise you the next time, because you're very important to all of us. Me and my daughter really on both her channel. You guys are the fuel. You're very important. So we want your feedback and want some of your opinion, because as we give our opinions, some of you guys give me a paradigm shift all the time. Like, man, I never thought about it like that. And so we want to share with each other as this community, this credit community, her money making community, and whatever you have to give. You're very important to us. And part of our education come from you and what you share with us. So we really thank you for joining us tonight. We really appreciate you, Miss Ebony BBW. Thank you for joining me. And we're going to wish you guys a good night and a wonderful evening, and we'll see you soon.